How's it going everyone, Chris here with another episode of Call of Duty Arsenal, my little video series of weapon guides where we take a look at the popular and most favourite weapons from Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops in preparation for Modern Warfare 3, because obviously a lot of these weapons will be reappearing in the next game, including the G36C, which is what we're going to take a look at today. So in real life, the G36C is a assault rifle designed and manufactured by Heckler & Koch. The C variant of the G36 is the compact version, or essentially the carbine version of the G36 rifle. A couple of recognisable features are its foldable stock, which really shortens down the weapon and allows the weapon to be still used with the stock folded, which makes it very short and much easier to use in tight combat situations or in vehicles. And the magazine is usually clear, so it allows you to see how many rounds are remaining inside the magazine. So like I mentioned, the G36C is due to return in Modern Warfare 3, but we first saw it in Call of Duty 4 in the Assault Rifle category, and it was unlocked at level 37. So let's take a look at the damage rating and the other stats and figures for the G36C. First up, the damage figures, 30-20, pretty low in comparison to some of the other weapons, but it does allow you to get a 4-shot kill at close, dropping up to 5-shot at long range. With the damage multiplier for the head, it allows a 3-shot kill at close or a 4-shot kill at long range, but thankfully we do have stopping power in Call of Duty 4, which allows increased weapon damage, allowing us to get those 3 to 4-shot kills. Overall, the recoil pattern is pretty low with a pretty tight spread of bullets. Rate of fire is pretty average at 750 rounds per minute, not quite as high as the M4, but obviously much higher than the semi-automatic weapons and the AK-47. Reload time is very fast at 2.1 seconds or 2.9 seconds from empty, and it's got the typical 30 round magazine size. The G36C is probably not as popular as the M4 simply because it's not unlocked until a lot later at level 37 as opposed to level 10 of the M4. We didn't take a look at the M4 in Call of Duty 4 in these previous guides, we looked at the M4A1 in Modern Warfare 2 instead, but the M4 in Call of Duty 4 is pretty identical. Both weapons have their pros and cons. The G36C has a lower idle sway, but the M4 has a slightly faster fire rate, slightly cleaner iron sights, and is obviously unlocked a lot earlier, which is probably one of the main factors for it being a lot more popular. But all in all, it's pretty much on par and it can be just as competitive. So like we mentioned, the G36C is one of those weapons that's been seen in the Modern Warfare 3 gameplay footage, so it's definitely due to return. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how the gun compares in a much more up-to-date Call of Duty title. Obviously in Call of Duty 4 the overall number of weapons in the whole category was very low, so there wasn't really that much room for diversity, whereas in the later titles, in Modern Warfare 2 and in Black Ops, there's a much higher number of weapons and they've all got their own unique features. So like I mentioned, it'll be definitely interesting to see how it compares and what its cool traits are in the new Call of Duty. So let's take a look at some recommended perks and some equipment to set up a class in Call of Duty 4 using the G36C. For the first tier perk, one of the good all-round perks to use is Bandolier. Bandolier is essentially a scavenger from the later Call of Duty titles, and it basically just gives you extra ammunition magazines so you don't run dry. Second up, like we mentioned, the G36C has a very low damage output, so we'll need stopping power in the second tier perk slot just to increase the weapon's damage, allowing those lower number of shots to kill. And third up, I was using Deep Impact for a lot of these clips, but to go hand in hand with the recommended attachment of the silencer we're going to talk about in just a second, we'll equip Dead Silence for the third tier perk slot just to reduce our footstep sound, so it's essentially like Ninja from the later titles. So like I mentioned, recommended attachment is going to be the silencer. Although the rear aperture on the G36 design sights is quite intrusive and you don't really get that much peripheral vision, the actual pin at the front is very accurate, and it does make it quite easy to take out people using just the iron sights and not a red dot sight. So this kind of frees up the attachment slot to be able to choose the silencer for a more stealthy class setup. Obviously the silencer avoids you from appearing on the enemy's minimap when you fire your weapon. And the G36C also has quite a lot of muzzle flash, so it reduces that muzzle flash for easier aiming. So in these guides I'm also taking a look at a piece of recommended equipment. In Call of Duty 4 you don't really get a range of equipment choices to choose from like you do in Modern Warfare 2, but we'll go for the USB 45 pistol. The reason for this is because we're setting up an all-round stealthy class. The USP-45 has the longest range of all the pistols, which makes it the most deadly when using a silencer. So seeing as we've got a silenced primary weapon, we can silence a USP-45 pistol for a completely stealthy class and not have to put up with the lower shots to kill it at closer ranges than we might be used to. So that's my little guide for the G36C in Call of Duty 4. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop me a thumbs up if so, and let me know if you're looking forward to giving it a try in Modern Warfare 3. If you enjoyed this little episode and this is the first one you've seen, be sure to subscribe to stick around for any future episodes. I'll be looking at the remainder of the favourite weapons from Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, and maybe even a couple more from Black Ops. It's great to look back at some of these weapons that are due to reappear in the Modern Warfare 3 game just to build up that excitement. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.